Everyone, welcome back to my channel Ankur Education. Our today's topic is about the semiconductors. In this session, I am going to discuss some important concepts related to the semiconductors as well as the important parameters related to silicon and germanium. These are very useful for GATE as well as the competitive exams. So, let us enter into a session now. As we know, the conductivity and resistivity of semiconductors lies between the insulators and conductors. This we have discussed in our previous class. Next, the ICs and the electronic discrete components such as diodes and transistors makes use of semiconductors in their fabrication. The most commonly used semiconductors are silicon and germanium. So, why we use these semiconductors in the fabrications of ICs, diodes and transistors means they possess some special advantages when compared to other kinds of solid state devices. They are very smaller in size, which is very compatible, means they require very less space in fabrication, and they requires no cathode heating power, warm up time compared to the vacuum tubes. They operate on low DC power. This is a very good advantage of semiconductor, and they have long life. That means the lifetime of semiconductors is very long. So let us discuss about the disadvantages now. The first one is the frequency range of operation, which is very low for semiconductors. And the output power, this is the main drawback of semiconductors. The output power given by the semiconductors is very low, and they are sustainable to low permissible ambient temperature, and the noise also very high because this noise is due to the recombination of holes and electrons in the semiconductors. The most common semiconductor elements are from groups 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. In group 2 we have zinc and cadmium. In group 3 we have boron, aluminum, gallium and indium. In fourth group we have copper, silicon, germanium. And in fifth group we have sodium, phosphorus, arsenic, platinum and bismuth. And in the last one, that is the sixth group, we have sulfur, selenium, tellurium. These are the elements that are used in electronics as the semiconductor elements. So, the combination of second and sixth group will form the semiconductor elements, and as well as the third and the fifth group will form the semiconductor elements, whereas the fourth group itself forms the compound. So, these are the common semiconductor elements that we have used. Classification of semiconductors. Elements are classified based on the number of elements used. First one is the elementary semiconductor. That means here only one single element is used as the semiconductor. For example, say silicon and germanium. Next, two element or binary semiconductor. Here we are grouping third and fifth groups and second and sixth group components such as silicon carbide, silicon germanium and cadmium sulfur, cadmium selenium. So, these are the examples for two element semiconductors. And next one, we have three element semiconductors. For example, say we can combine three number of elements, say gallium, arsenic, phosphorus and aluminum, gallium, arsenic. Next, similarly, we have four element semiconductors. Suppose say example gallium, aluminum, arsenic, phosphorus and indium, gallium, arsenic, phosphorus. So, finally, we can say that the classification is mainly based on the number of elements used, and they are from groups 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th and 6th. So, the elements in those groups are recombined to form the semiconductors. Let us now discuss about some important parameters related to the basics. So, we have to remember this because they are very useful in solving problems as well as in competitive exams. So, for an electron, the charge is given by minus 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs, and mass is given by 9.107 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg. Similarly, for a proton, the charge is it's a positive value of the charge of electron. So, 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs, and mass is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. So, for a neutron means it is having no charge, either positive or negative. So, it is a neutralized charge. So, mass is equal to 1.570 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. Here, the mass of electron is greater than the mass of proton. This is given by an expression mass of electron is equal to 1 by 1836 into mass of proton, which can be approximated to 1 by 1840 into mass of proton. This is also very useful in solving problems. Now let us define atomic concentration. Atomic concentration represents the number of atoms per cubic value. Therefore, atomic concentration is equal to A naught into D by A, atoms per centimeter cube or atoms per meter cube. Atoms per meter cube, where A naught is a constant that is given by 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23 molecules per mole. And D is the density. D is the density. A is the atomic weight. A is the atomic weight of the atom. So the atomic concentration is given by A naught into D by A. By using this formula, we can calculate the atomic concentration for all kinds of molecules, all kinds of substances. Some of the important points related to germanium are its atomic number is 32, its atomic weight A is equal to 72.6 and density is equal to 5.32 grams per centimeter cube. By using the above formula, atomic concentration is equal to 6.023 into 10 to the power of 23, that is A naught, into 5.32, which is D, by 72.6, that is A. So we get it as 4.4 into 10 to the power of 22 atoms per centimeter cube. This is the atoms per centimeter cube. Whereas this can be defined for silicon as its atomic number is 14 and its atomic weight is 28.1 and density is 2.33 grams per centimeter cube. So we get the atomic concentration of silicon as 5 into 10 to the power of 22 atoms per centimeter cube or 5 into 10 to the power of 28 atoms per meter cube. These parameters are very useful in solving the problems as well as for all kinds of competitive exams. This has to be remembered forever. Why we are using silicon and germanium mostly in semiconductors? Because silicon and germanium are used here effectively because they have 4 valence electrons in their outermost shell. 4 valence electrons in their outermost shell. That implies they gives them the ability to gain or lose electrons equally at the same time. At low temperature, 4 valence electrons implies in covalent bonding between the 4 silicon atoms or 4 germanium atoms. And they also possess crystalline structure. So they are very useful as semiconductors. Crystalline structures, which is a useful property for semiconductor. When compared to silicon and germanium, silicon is more important. Silicon is used in most of the electronic design and VLSI in nowadays because silicon is having more advantages than germanium. The structure of germanium will be destroyed at high temperature. However, silicon crystals are not easily damaged by excess heat at low leakage current. That means they have very low leakage current when compared to germanium. The leakage current of silicon I naught of Si is in nanoamps, whereas for germanium its value is in microamps. So we can say that the leakage current of germanium is approximately equal to 1000 times of silicon. So the germanium has very large leakage current, which is the most disadvantage of germanium. As well as the peak inverse voltage of silicon is greater than germanium diodes. So this is also one of the advantage of silicon when compared to germanium. At 0 degree Kelvin, semiconductors acts like insulators. Means there is no electrical conduction, and at room temperature means 300 degree Kelvin, there is a conduction taking place, so they act more as a conductors. Semiconductors act more like a conductors. Even the resistivity of silicon, that means the resistivity rho of silicon is more than germanium, and its value is given by resistivity of silicon is equal to 230 kilo ohm centimeter, whereas For germanium, its value is approximately 45 ohm centimeters, which is very less. So because of these advantages, silicon is used more abundantly when compared to germanium, and its presence in the atmosphere is also more when compared to germanium. It is more abundantly available. Hence, we discussed about the semiconductors and some of the important parameters related to silicon and germanium. Now, we came to a conclusion that silicon is more useful than germanium, whereas germanium is used in little applications. So, that's it for today. I hope you understand my session. Thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. For any doubts and comments, please do comment in my comment box. Thank you.